Today I'm going to take it a step up by embellishing the sunglass case with the Husqvarna design, hold on, designer embellishment attachment. Basically what this does is pretty awesome, is it's going to embroider on beads, sequins, ribbon, or yarn in a design shape. So I'm going to show you how to use that and how we're going to incorporate it in our super easy sunglasses case today. And I'll show you also how we actually put the thing together. It's just so easy. It didn't feel like a video's worth of stuff. I always try to bring the value. So meet me over the computer and let's talk about computer design of embroidery pieces.
Okay, so I thought I recorded this, and I guess I definitely didn't. So we're recording it now, late at night with bad lighting and no makeup. Yay! All right, so the first thing you do is you're going to go into your embroidery software and open up just the regular tab and go to Embellish. So I've already added this cat in the background that I found online. We're looking for simple line art, so this is perfect. It may be different than the original. I don't remember. If you need help or if you want to know how to make this your background image on the screen, let me know in the comments and I'll do a different video or short on that. But once we're in the embellishment tab, to put something in the embellishment tool that we're going to be using today, we're going to use either ribbon, yarn, string of beads, or sequins, which is really, really fun. I decided to go with yarn, so click here. I'm going to draw a line, and I am going to do a point line because when I try to do freehand, it's a mess. So with my freehand line, you can pick the side of the yarn, pick the color of the yarn, and you're going to start clicking. You're just going to go around, and everywhere you go, it's going to make those nice curves. This kitty's a pretty easy shape. I like that. And I'm not the greatest at this, guys. There's some people who do really incredible work with this, and I'm not one of those. On his little point, I want his point to be pointy, so I'm going to shift click, and it's going to turn my curve, my circle, into a sharp point, rectangle. So I did his little ears and head that way. And then when you're finished with your line, you click, and that is where and how it's going to stitch the yarn down. So if I wanted to edit a point, I could grab edit and see I can just pull this tip up a little more, or maybe I want his belly to be a little more round. But when you have it, all you're going to do is export it either onto a thumb drive or directly to your machine. So very easy to make your own designs in MySewNet, but they also have tons of designs on their site that use ribbon and sequins and yarn. So I just wanted to show you how super duper easy it was to make your own. I'm thinking, you know, those cute chunky sweaters with like the big yarn cursive writing on it, you could totally customize in this software and make them super easy with the embellishment kit. So I'll meet you over at the machines again.
I would like to embroider my cat on this fabric. This is my outside before I sew it all together. So let's head over to the embroidery machine and I'll show you how to hook this bad boy up. The first thing you're going to notice is that there's actually two of these little cages, if you will. This one expands and contracts for ribbon to hold that ribbon in place. This one has that tunnel. It's feeding things down. It's more for the chunky yarns. So I'm going to use this one today. Oh, there's a button right there. It slides off, put the new one on. We're lining up our red dots again. Right there, red dot. So we know where it's oriented. And slide down that little button again until it clicks into place. Now with this machine, you don't actually use a Q foot or an R foot or any foot at all. You use this, it connects right onto your ankle. And once it's on the machine, it's gonna slide on just like this. So these two brads are gonna go right into this slot. Like that. So later on, when it's on the machine and it's kind of hard to show you, that is what it's doing. Take it off for you and show you one more time. So this is going to go on the ankle of my machine. Make sure we're in frame. Yeah, we're in frame. This goes on the ankle of my machine and it slides right on into there. And this is what holds the machine in place. Now, one of the ways that the designer embellishment attachment is different than the designer ribbon attachment is that it has these spools that can hold more. So before, anything you put on there had to fit around this perimeter. So obviously that counts out thicker ribbons, sequins beads, stuff like that. On this one, you have this little spool, and this is going to go right in this little slot and then close into place. So first I'm going to go ahead and load this up with my pink yarn. This is soft pink, got it from Joann's. So they have a little slot that you can run this through to help you get it started, like if you have trouble getting it started. But as I drop it, I've knitted long enough to know that you can just roll it up. It's fine. It just shows you how much fits on this little spool. Now, I happen to know that on the designs that are actually included on my sew net, they tell you exactly how much ribbon or bead or whatever you need to use. There we go, in the slot. Turn the wheel, keep it in there, turn it over. And we're gonna start threading this through. Now you might look at this and be like, oh my gosh, nope, I don't want to do that. But luckily it comes with this wire threading tool. Now this is the same thing that we use when the air threader gets stuck on my serger. So I'm very familiar with this guy. Not because I've ever gotten something stuck in there, but more because I use bulky nylon sometimes and that doesn't go through without help. Oh man. Let's try the other way. Oh, the other way is super easy. Okay. Lessons learned. I'm going to stick my yarn through here and feed it through. So now we're ready to head over to the machine and attach this bad boy and get to sewing. Well, embroidering. All right, so I've zoomed in, I hope enough for you guys to see what's going on. The first thing I'm going to do is thread my needle because it's going to be a whole lot harder to do once the designer embellishment attachment is on. So there we go, we're all threaded up. But there is no ankle. And we talked about that earlier. It's because this little device is the ankle. So these guys go to the top and it's going to slide on and up just like that. When I'm filming, I need all the coordination I can get. Here we go. It's in there securely. Attachment, I'm going to make sure that all the red lines are kind of lined up a little bit. So I'm going to swing this around. So these guys are one red line. And that's because there's a little divot here for the needle to go through. So I'm going to take it around to the back. Sweep it. And you see by doing that, the needle doesn't scratch anything up. And then I don't know if you heard that click, but it is in place, just like I showed you before when all this stuff wasn't in the way. The little attachment clicks right in there. You have this little cord, and that plugs into the back in the same place where your buttonhole foot actually plugs in. Pops up, hey, you have an embroidery attachment. Is that okay? It needs to calibrate. Absolutely, that's fine. It's going to spin around, calibrate. That's all fine and normal. Now you notice this is a pretty small hat, but I put it in a 120 by 120 hoop because the embroidery attachment needs extra space than like just the Q foot. So sometimes you might need to size up your hoop size depending on what you're working on. So like I said, it's a small design, but it needs this bigger hoop space. I'm using my absolute favorite product, which is the Aqua Magic Plus. That means it's going to be sticky and I don't have to worry about hooping my fabric. I just need to worry about hooping my staple. I went ahead and put the foam on the back because I want to make sure that I'm giving just like a little extra stability. Aqua Magic, I use it a lot for buttonholes and stabilizing things like that. So I'm actually going to score across. I hoop it with all its paper intact because I don't want my hoops to get sticky. So I'm just running a pin through it so that when I peel this up, it reveals the sticky part without damaging my hoop. And I'm going to be able to save those edges that I don't need to embroider on for buttonholes or cuffs or little projects where I need to have something just a little bit more stable. And I don't want to worry about how it's going to shift around. I want it stuck to the fabric. I think you can buy this online. If so, I'll go ahead and link it. You know I will. But for the designer embroidery embellishment attachment itself, you're going to have to go to Husqvarna online or in your local store. Of course, if you live near me, you have to come see me. I'm just marking the center of my little piece, and I actually want to be a little bit below center. I'm going to stick it on. You can see it's on. What I love about this is that if I don't have it where I want to, I can just take it off and reposition it. Center of my embroidery hoop. Love a clear ruler. And like I said, I want that to be a little bit below center. That's perfect. We got 2 inches over here. Remember that it needs extra room. So if you get that deep red line like this, it's showing you that although the hoop goes to here, the embroidery embellishment attachment can only go to here. Center. I'm gonna go, it's all one color. Attach the hoop. Same as always. Gonna click into place. Oh, this is a 260 by 200 hoop. I don't own a 200 by 200 hoop. So let's talk to the little guy. I'm gonna have to go back out into the design menu, reminded of what I have. So I need to find more hoops. That's probably what I'm gonna get later. Some more hoops. So I find a really key function in knowing if you're gonna be good and successful at sewing and crafting is if you can properly read the directions, like I obviously can't do today. There we go. There we go. Now everything's happy. This is an embellishment attachment block. Please attach it. Make sure the screw holder is tightened properly. So that's the stuff we did before, but you could do it at this part. And then it's going to start giving me instructions as it sews. So we're going to push start. Going to throw down a few anchor stitches. Carefully move the embellishment backwards so that it barely pushes the thread back behind the needle. So I'm going to take this and sweep it up just a little bit. And we're going to cut off the excess. Now I'm not going to get too tight because I'm going to show you how to finish the edges of this yarn if you want to, but I am going to get it out of the way. Oh, with my little long nose scissors getting all up in there. There we go, cut off the embellishment and remove the attachment. So just cut it off from back here. Unplug it, push this button in, and notice that it ended with the reds together again. Slide it gently off. And there is my super duper cute yarn kitty cat. All right, let's do something about these edges. Adorable. I love her. I've had people tell me that they like this, but they don't like kind of the loose look. I think you have a lot of options here. So one of them is just to twist and pull back through underneath and then do like a little drop of something like some fray checks. I think that's what I'm going to do on this side. I just love that it's going to be kind of loose and puffy. I don't know. Maybe she's a cat. Maybe she's elegant. No, I like it like that. Okay, so we're going to, this one I'm just going to cut and it can become a little fuzzy and that's okay. It's cute. This one I'm going to tuck back into itself to make it all elegant. So let me find a tapestry needle. And so I have my craft assortment of needles. I'll reach in and get my big fat silly tapestry needle and a needle threader for that guy. Hopefully this is big enough. I don't think it's going to be. Plan two. Big guns. We're getting out the big guns. There we go. All right. So all I'm going to do, swing this guy, pull it back under itself, get a little further down, leave it in. Then I'm going to snip this pretty close. And if we really wanted to be sure, a little underneath there. So cute! There's my kitty cat. I hope that that helped you get your embellishment embroidery attachment up so that you can feel confident using it, because really it is so much fun and way easier than it looks when you first open that box. You might have noticed that this video had some weird cuts in it, and that is because I actually made it one video originally with this really cute eyeglasses case. So I'm going to link the other video now so you can go see how these are made using the embellishment attachment for my cute little kitty cat. Can't wait to see you soon, and drop a comment on what you're going to make with the embroidery embellishment attachment. If you like it or if you think it's just like too much, I want to hear from you. See you on the next one.